What's up, my beautiful gemstones? Welcome to Friday night's live intuitive oracle with myself and Ghostdragonzw. As many of you probably noticed, I'm starting a little bit early tonight. I've just got some announcements, some things I want to talk about really quick as everyone trickles in. People usually start coming in around 7:15 Eastern. So first of all, it's good to see you guys. It's good to be back another Friday night for the books. So if most of you, it seems, know or at least saw, I wrote in the caption of this video, and I've also been announcing all over my social medias that we're going back to free readings tonight. That's free for everyone and anyone who comes in. I'm going to have members live stream, a special members live stream. We're going to do either weekly or bi-weekly because with summer coming up, I don't know how my schedule is going to be. And I also have some new content coming out for members only. As far as the members live streams, during the live stream, it'll be members only, and then we'll release it so everyone can watch after, because I do want to give the members something extra to, pay for their membership, instead of just having people donate $5 a month for literally, nothing except to support me, which I do appreciate that most of you guys do that. But I really would like to show my appreciation. I tried doing it with these readings being for members only, but I just can't keep turning people away. I tried to think of every which way but loose to make money off of this stream and this channel, and maybe it's just not meant to be. I don't know, but I know it's a good time and I really enjoy it, and it's good for me to be here, and I hope you guys feel the same way. So back to free readings. That's exciting. I know I'm excited about that. Also, I have some good news in the form of 2 days ago or yesterday, I believe. I was reached out 2 nights ago. I was reached out to by a woman from the History Channel, and she is, and I'll mention this again later because it'll involve some of you guys, maybe, possibly. The History Channel is coming out with a new show soon, and it's a show about encounters with glimmermen and other really strange, kind of obscure, lesser known, lesser talked about and seen cryptids or entities, right? She saw my my Glimmerman video, and she said she thought I was a great storyteller, and they want me for the show to be a guest. So that's awesome. It's exposure. It's not like hosting or anything, but it is a guest spot, and that's really cool. And what they're going to do, the way they can do the Glimmerman, and I'm really excited about this, is that they're going to recreate the stories that the guest is telling with AI. So, what better way to recreate a Glimmerman specifically, because you can't even see it. So really excited about that. But one of the things she did tell me is that they would pay me a certain amount of money, and it's a good amount, for each and every person I send to them with their own obscure cryptid and or Glimmerman encounter that they end up using on the show. So if any of y'all are interested in that, send me your encounter, whether it be through text or email. Don't leave it in the comment section of the videos because I almost never keep those and I end up not being able to use them. Or if you've already sent me an encounter and you want me to go back and read it, I need to give her y'all's information. If it's something you're interested in, telling your story, your personal encounter stories. It can't be someone else's. It can't be from online. It has to be your personal encounter story. If they decide to use it, I get a nice payday and you guys get to be a guest on the History Channel. So yeah, that's very exciting. I'm really happy about it. Blue Crossroads, what's up? Good to see you. Sir Latro, hey yo. The Bat Mom. Hi everyone, I'm working in the mountains with spotty service. I hope everyone's week was better than the last week, and I hope everyone is keeping their hustle while stocking up on canned or dry foods. LOL, I'm serious though. And Bat Mom, my response to you was why? What don't I know? And don't worry, you'll be soon because you're one of the first in here so far. Total Guerra, yeah, a little bit early, but that's okay. You got to hear the announcements. Miss Josephine, I appreciate the donation. Going forward, though, if you don't have it or can't donate that week, that's okay because we're back to free. By the way, guys, we're back to free, but obviously I do still only make money basically off this stream. So if you can donate any amount to my PayPal or Cash App specifically, but YouTube in general, I still do need to get paid, but this is just not working as a way to do it. It's alienating people, it's upsetting people, and it's upsetting me because I hate turning people away. I've lost possibly some new subscribers because I wasn't able to read for them. I'm just trying to survive, right? Jared, crazy Indian, what is up? Yes, Jared, I absolutely agree. Please remember the soldiers who are the reason for the holiday weekend. Life with Bobby. Hello, Jason Finch. World zombies, and it's always important to have food because I'm fat. Okay. Zombie apocalypse. My husband's I wouldn't say he's a doomsday prepper, but he does have a habit of buying like 12 cases of canned tuna, canned vegetables, and he just like stocks it up and like all these gallons of water. I just don't touch it. I don't say anything. And you just put it to the side because he's like, you always have to be prepared. And I'm like, whatever, it's taking up way too much space, but it is what it is. Just got home from work. I'm just starting work, by the way. This is my job, which I love. My allergies are absolutely insane. And I've had a little bit here and there for the past couple of years, basically since I turned 40. But this week specifically, they've been so incredibly bad. I'm now on allergy medication, but I can only take it once a day. I took it early in the morning. So if I have to blow my nose a lot, I'll do the best I can not to be gross about it. And let's bring in the Ghost Dragons, and then let's just get this party started.
Hello, everybody. How is everybody doing? Hope you had a good week. Sorry, my StreamYard keeps going blank. I don't know if it's just the connection I have or what, but it's done it 3 times now.
Well, I saw you blink out multiple times, so I was going to ask you if everything was all right. But the Wi-Fi has been incredibly wonky here at my house, too, living in the woods and having whatever's going on with the weather. Very irritating. Stat canned beef.
I don't know if it's my connection.
I don't know anything. I don't know anything about it, to be honest, Latro. Steven, sorry, what were you saying?
No, you're fine. Go ahead. I was just going to say that it's got to be my connection to StreamYard because my YouTube's running fine. So.
Okay. Yeah, that's why I only keep StreamYard open. I don't keep YouTube open because I always end up having a problem with StreamYard when YouTube's open. Total, what's up, sweetie? All right, so why don't we just jump right in and get started?
And Blue's first.
All right. There's obviously something bothering Ghost Dragons tonight, but he refused to tell me what it was before stream. So I guess we're pretending like there's nothing wrong and we're not going to keep asking him all night. All right. There he is. Blue, I'm going to use the Aether Creatures deck for you. I hope everyone's having a great week. This is the long Memorial Day weekend for my little guy. So he's home all day today. He's going to be home all day Monday, and then no soccer tomorrow, which was like no soccer again. They canceled all but like 2 or 3 games this whole season for, hey, Eris, for weather. And I can see like last Saturday, the game was pushed back about a half hour because there was lightning. It was a little bit of rain, but it was also lightning. So you can't have people on a field. It's like against the law or something if it's lightning. So we had to wait an extra half hour. And instead of playing from 10 to 11, he played from 10:30 to 11:15. But it's like the tiniest bit of rain and they're canceling it. And it's like they're kids. They're playing soccer. Let them go. Eris, so good to see you. All right, Blue, you got the Chichinera. Card number 14 in the reverse. Here we go. If the Chichinera has come to you in reverse, the meaning is a distraction. In the situation you're in, you're either allowing yourself to be distracted or choosing to distract yourself, and it's not benefiting you either way. chances are that reading this, you already know this to be the case. What are you allowing to distract you? What are you allowing yourself to be distracted from? And why are you allowing this distraction? If the Chichinera allows himself to be distracted, he'll lose his prey. Likewise, if you allow yourself to be distracted, there are and will be consequences. Think about the situation you're in. What consequences could or might occur as a result of you being distracted? In the situation you're in, either you need to focus on what you intuitively know you need to be focused on, or you need to stop distracting yourself as a means of avoidance and directly face, sort through, and resolve whatever you've been avoiding. Alternatively, you need to admit that you're allowing yourself to get distracted because, in fact, you don't have any interest in whatever you think you should be focused on. If the last item on this list is the case, then metaphorically speaking, Chichinera has come to you to make you aware that the prey you think you should be chasing is not really the prey you should be chasing. Instead, you need to consider what you are actually interested in and focus on that instead. So there's a lot here, actually. I know, Bat Mom, I said the same thing. I'm like, they're kids, like, it's drizzling. Meanwhile, last week we're playing in the pouring rain and during a thunderstorm. Blue, the first thing here is definitely, I'm taking it more as a warning. They're showing it to me like flashing before my eyes, which is kind of like, pay attention, pay attention. Be careful in the next couple of weeks that you don't become distracted from something you've put a lot of time, effort, and energy into. And this could include your job, or it could actually be like the end all and be all is your job. Make sure that, again, this comes up a lot for you. Like, you're dealing with things as they come. You're being honest and open, and just kind of pulling yourself away from worry as much as possible by being honest and open and talking about what's going on. I feel like a distraction could be really detrimental to you, specifically at work in the next coming 2 weeks. So be really careful there. I don't know what it is or why, but I do see work warning. And then the distraction. I also feel like there could be something in the next couple of weeks, if it's not happening already, and I'm not sure because I'm not seeing that end of it, where you decide that something, you might be coming to a realization that something you've always wanted or something that you have worked hard for a long time may not actually be what you're looking for, after all. Right. So this could be like you're working at your job and one day it just hits you like, I know this isn't your job because I know that you like your job. But like, for an example, I'm actually not even happy here. I don't even know why I'm working here. Same thing. I don't know why I'm still friends with so-and-so. All they do is bring me down. They're toxic. Whatever the case may be for you, reassessing situations and relationships in your life that really are no longer meant to be there, and that could be causing you a lot of the distraction and worry and anxiety without you even really realizing it. What's up, Mark? Good to see you, honey. Who's next? Latro? Latro, we're going to use Wisdom of the House of Night. Jared, that doesn't sound good. Listening. Card number 23, my favorite number. Drawing this symbol indicates that you're meant to listen to what others are saying with their gestures rather than with their words. In the House of Night, there will be a beautiful girl with skin the color of honey who has the gift of poetry. She's able to weave tales with great detail and expression, yet without being obvious or very straightforward. Reading between the lines and finding true meaning are what are required right now. Listen and learn. What others don't say is what is important at this moment. So, Latro, obviously, like most of us, if not all in here, know that actions speak louder than words, right? When someone shows you how they feel, believe them regardless of what they're saying, right? So that lesson that we all learn kind of early in life nowadays is really going to be prominent in the next couple of weeks with some person or some situation, okay? Where deep down inside, either someone's lying to you, someone's keeping something from you, something just is not right. Again, with a person, situation, relationship, whatever. But I feel like there's a part of you, like, despite you knowing this, like you've known this probably for a while or caught onto it right away, but despite that, it's like you just don't want to accept it because for the hope of how things would have actually been had this person not been lying, or had this person been genuine in what they were saying. Like, you know, someone telling you like, next week I'm getting an inheritance of $1 million and I'm going to give you 50,000. And immediately you're like, oh my gosh, this is so good. It's going to solve so many of my problems. But there's this little nagging voice in the back of your head, in your gut and your instinct, that's like, you know, damn well they're lying. But the hope for this money that, and this is just an example, I'm not saying you're desperate for money, but like you're so desperate maybe to catch up on bills or to put money down on a home, like you're going to want so badly to believe in the words instead of the actions and responses of this person or within this situation. And the universe is saying, the more you expect in the next 2 weeks, at least, the more disappointed you're going to be, because somebody is purposefully either stringing you along, lying to you, blowing smoke up your butt. Like there's definite purposeful omission here. And I feel like it's not that you have to doubt everything anyone says to you, because now intuitively you might get hits that maybe are a little confusing because now you're thinking in this mindset because you've gotten this reading. But just be optimistically or pessimistically hopeful, right? Like if this happens, this is amazing, but I'm not going to put all of my hope in this just in case. And this goes for, I think, someone that you either really trust or with a situation you really thought you had a handle on. I do think it's going to come as a surprise to you that this person, or, you know, this person's omitting things or lying or stringing you along, or this situation wasn't what you at one time thought it could become. Who's next?
That mom.
Bat Mom, I'm going to use Fairy Forest. King of the Darkwood Elves, authority, credibility, and status, card number 39. This elven king has great authority and is widely respected. He's the keeper of order in a world of wild natural magic, and his domain is that of defenses, borders, territories, and law. He can come forth when you seek strong definition in your life, knowing the right thing to do and needing guidance and direction to make the right choices given the circumstance. Remember that the person in your life represented by this card can be hard to seek compassion and understanding from. They may not comprehend what you have to say, and they don't empathize with your situation simply because they've never been there. And they have no desire to walk in your shoes. They're stern and they can seem hard and cold. However, they do have great wisdom to offer you about what to do in this very serious matter. And when this being shows up in a reading, you know you must do the hard work, take the reins, and be strong for yourself. They offer wisdom of a serious and earnest kind and will not repeat themselves. The King of the Darkwood Elves offers you the opportunity to create strong, healthy relationships with very strong, earnest men, and to take your own life and what you must do now very, very seriously. The appearance of this card indicates that it's time for you to turn and face some kind of harsh and serious work that must now be done in order for you to become more complete on your soul journey. I do feel as though Bat Mom, it is kind of like you've taken the reins yourself, right? So you've decided, at least in some area, that you're not going to depend on either generally anyone, right? Like someone, not going to depend on anyone, or that there's a specific person that you absolutely, maybe they still have to be in your life because it's a kid, a spouse, you know, a family member that you're around all the time. You're just not willing to put yourself in their hands. However, I feel like it's going to be hard enough for you to have to ask for help from someone. Now, this can be an entity, an organization, or it could be a singular person. It can be a stranger. It could be online. Whatever it is, it's going to be hard enough. And I think the reaction and response that you receive is going to be very offensive to you. And that's why this is coming in this reading. You're earnestly looking to receive help. You're earnestly willing to put the work in, to do whatever it takes to gain, obtain, or achieve whatever this is in your life. I feel like as long as you keep it on the eye, right? Like as long as you're not out there asking for help for this person or that, like this is all about you. Look deeper than someone was just trying to be mean to you or someone was being rude to you in the next 2 weeks. Because I feel like that's going to be your initial response, is going to be to tell this person to go F themselves and that they have no idea what they're talking about. And part of you would be right for doing that, because the person is like, the way I hear this response coming is like arrogant, cocky, I know more than you do, always right kind of air. But this person or these people, the organization, whoever this is that you decide to turn to, they don't mean it that way. I do feel like this is just miscommunication. They could handle it gentler, and you could kind of have more of a stiff upper lip. If somebody's willing to help you in whatever this is, don't be too prideful to accept the help or the advice, whatever it may be, even if you're accepting it kind of bitterly. Like, I wish I did not have to do this. Like, don't turn away altogether. Be like, go F yourself. I don't want your help. I don't need your help. Just because the person isn't helping or responding, reacting in the way that you expect or in the way that you would do for them. Maybe this person, again, like they haven't been in your shoes. They don't understand whatever this is that you're asking for help for or advice on is like. Maybe they've seen it so many times, they don't believe that someone could get help for whatever this is. Like, whatever the case is, their reaction and response in the next 2 weeks should not chase you away from accepting and receiving the help. Whether you do it gratefully or not. I mean, we should always be grateful, but you might, have a thorn in your side about their attitude. It's just coming off as very arrogant, but it doesn't mean they're not somewhat sympathetic to your plight. It just means they just want to be straight and to the point, and they will help you as long as you keep your cool and allow them to be on their high horse a little bit. Now, it's up to you if you want to do that. You certainly don't have to, but you're going to have a much harder time getting anyone else to help you or give you advice, good sound advice on whatever this is. It's like the person, the organization, the people, whoever, whatever that you turn to is exactly who you need to be turning to. But their response is not going to be all rainbows and butterflies. And here, let me do that for you. It's going to be harsh, but it's a harsh truth, I think, that you might need to hear. Exactly. Yeah. And I feel like, again, you could accept that or not, but it's going to be extremely challenging to find anyone else. I think from the way I'm seeing it, it's like, find anyone else at all, let alone someone who's going to provide the help, advice, assistance, favor, whatever it is, the way that you would, right? Because we tend here not to judge to our detriment, right? Like, we watch someone with our own eyes rob a bank and they come to our house and ask to use our phone. And we're like, okay, right? Because we're not going to judge them. We don't know what their life's like. I mean, there's a point that we have to get to where self-preservation kicks in. And I feel like in the next couple of weeks for you, self-preservation would be to just swallow your pride and be like, yep, I get it. Totally understand. Take the help, advice, wisdom, whatever it is, money, whatever, and be on your way. And don't shade them afterwards to other people, because I feel like that's going to cause a hiccup down the road. Who's next?
Total.
Total, I'm going to use ancestor spirit. What's an OLS spirit? Oh, old. I was like, what? Josephine, you're next after total. Okay, focus on children, pregnancy, birth, and or adoption. Total, babies, pregnancy, and children are being highlighted for you when this card appears. You may have been considering conceiving, maybe fostering or adopting a child. It's giving you a heads up to let you know that there's a child who wants to come to you and your family. It doesn't have to be a biological child. It could be a niece, nephew, etc. If you already have children or grandchildren, this card is a reminder for you to connect with them and spend more time with your family in general. Children are a blessing. They really do heal people and bring family members together in a positive way. Look at the children in your life and be thankful for the amazing gifts they are to you. If you have children who have passed away, this card confirms they're safe, happy, and still around. They love you very much. So total, if you're not looking to have another kid, definitely be careful in that area in the next 2 weeks to a month specifically. Like, there's no room to play around because you could end up impregnating somebody. I feel like this is you, showing appreciation for your kids and but I feel like, I don't know how many children you have, but one of them specifically is going to really need you in the next couple of weeks. And I spoke to Blue earlier about a distraction. Don't let your child's need for you become a distraction to what you're doing. Anything you're doing, and this is coming right from your spirit team, in the next 2 weeks at least, it will be a distraction away from your child at this time. There's something coming up with them. I don't see it as being anything life altering or like crazy, but I do see, them reaching out, and it could be in an acting out kind of way where they're like looking for your attention. There's something going on there that they don't know how to express or that they're fearful of expressing. Also, someone in your life, it could be a neighbor, a friend you're close with. You could be coming into like a godchild or something like that. Definitely very, very child focused. Make sure you know what's going on with your kids. Make sure you're starting open dialogues. I don't know how old they are, and be very, very careful when it comes to possibly conceiving, because it's like in the books for you in the next couple of weeks. I would say 2 to 4 weeks. Be extra vigilant there. Hey, Echo, who's next?
Josephine.
Josephine, we're using Della Noates. You're welcome, Total. Thank you. And thank you, everyone, for being here. Don't forget to like, please. Card number 1, Josephine, the Spirit of Magic. This is a great card, by the way. I believe in fairies. I believe in tales. I believe in magic. I just have to open my little magical music box and the spirit of magic floats. What's up, Jarvis? All around me. I pay no attention to those who try to convince me that magic is childish and that believing in it is a waste of time. I have been raised by the spirit of magic, and I know that this is the source of everything on this sweet planet. I will never stop seeing magic everywhere, nor will I ever stop believing. Josephine, do you believe in fairies? Do you believe in tales? Do you believe in magic? You do? Bravo. You don't? You should. Anyway, you have to open yourself to the great spirit of magic. That means being able to see everything as a true miracle and believing that a powerful magic surrounds you, helping you manifest your highest dreams. Connect to the spirit of magic and magic will abound in your life. Josephine, why the long face? That's kind of like what I'm hearing in my head. I feel like you are not recognizing the small blessings in your life. And I want to say rightfully so in a way, right? From a human perspective, this one thing after another bullcrap has got to go. It is the absolute worst ill, right? At the same time, though, looking around and seeing things as magical, like what is magical to you? Do you like walking in the woods? For me, it's like being on the beach and the waves and the ocean and, the fact of how I had my youngest son and all of these things. This is the universe telling you, you have got to stop focusing on the negative. I feel like no matter what, even when something, and if this isn't happening yet, it will in the next couple of weeks, even if something negative or something positive happens, I see you, even if you're out loud very excited and very exuberant about it and very grateful and appreciative, there's a part of you that's like, yeah, if it happens, right? There's no guarantee enough for you now because you've been disappointed and let down so many times. In the next couple of weeks, allow magic to work in your life. Manifest abundance, manifest your destiny. do this by focusing on the positive as much as possible. This isn't toxic positivity. Obviously, bad things happen, negative things happen. We get disappointed, we get let down, our hearts get broken. But Josephine, there are so many beautiful things about you, who you are, the things you do, and the people around you. Stop looking for the downside to everything and instead be tragically optimistic. Look for the silver lining in everything. Do this for just a week and see how much better you feel, how much brighter and more abundant you feel, and how your life starts to change. You are looking very, very, your energy is looking very like defeated to me. Like, you know, again, you've been let down and been disheartened and disappointed and heartbroken so many times by so many people in so many different relationships and situations and areas of your life that you no longer are having, like, you're no longer optimistic. When someone promises you something, you immediately go to, well, that might or might not happen, you know? And the universe is telling you, you have to find a way to count your blessings and to see the blessings. Thank you, Bat Mom, around you at all times. And also, if all you're focusing on is the negative, all you're going to see is the negative, and then it's going to seem that all there is the negative. So try to shift your focus in the next couple of weeks, all right? Bat Mom, definitely appreciate it. Josephine, I also appreciate your donation.
Next is Life with Bobby.
Life with Bobby, we're using energy and spirit. We're missing Knitter, Nutslap, Smoochie, and Edna, Lara, everybody. Archangel Raguel, Justice, Harmony, Solutions, card number 36 in the reverse shadow position, Miss Bobby. Let's see what's going on here. This card reversed focuses on a significant imbalance in a present relationship. Do you find yourself initiating all of the care and attention in a romantic or friendly connection? Are you devoting more effort and energy than others at work or at home? Do you feel people tend to take advantage of your generous nature? That would describe probably 99% of us in here. We all feel misunderstood, unappreciated, like we're always giving, and everyone else is always taking. So that's nothing new. If so, though, it's time to call on Raguel to help you even things out. He's the great mediator. So if there's conflict in a relationship or just an imbalance that stresses you out, ask him for guidance and resolution. You don't have to live according to your old patterns of people pleasing anymore. Bobby, visualize how you want the relationship to balance out, then ask yourself what you need to do to make that happen. Know that Raguel can give you the strength to set boundaries, speak your truth, and create more harmony and justice in your life. So, Bobby, it's not like, I don't like the way that was worded, because the way that I see it is figure out what's needed, not what you need to do to bring balance in. Because I feel like, not that anyone is perfect. You know, we all have our flaws and we all play our positive and negative roles in relationships and friendships and situations. But this is like with a person who constantly and consistently takes. And it seems like every time you need even just to talk for 5 minutes, it does look like Chris Hemsworth. They're not around. They're busy. They can't be bothered. But in the same sentence, they're asking you to help them, to babysit, to borrow money, whatever the case may be. So that's not you needing to do something about this, meaning physically do something. What I'm seeing your team wants you to do is anyone that you feel this way towards, right? So am I. Trust me, it's such a hard habit to break. Even knowing the things that I know and everything I've learned and grown into and learned from, I still do it to the point where I get myself in more trouble just by not saying no, right? Because then I procrastinate up until it's time to do something, and then I just don't do it or talk to the person, and then I blow the person off and ghost them. And then I am kind of the a-hole because they were expecting me because I agreed instead of just saying no. You've dealt with it. In the next couple of weeks, I feel like there's someone who's just not getting it. Okay, maybe you said something like, I don't want to do that, or I can't do that day, or whatever the case may be. And they're going to come around expecting you to have changed your mind. Anybody with any expectations of you, right, that doesn't give exactly the amount that you give them, right? Or maybe not. Let me not put it that way. If you don't feel the relationships, friendship, situation, whatever is balanced enough, just take a step back and see how much effort they put into finding out what's the matter. Why aren't you talking to them? Why don't you want to help them? These are questions people would ask if I just backed out of someone's life. Say I text someone every single night and say goodnight, and then text them in the morning, say good morning at the very least. If I stopped doing that, I would expect them to be like, hey, did I do something wrong to you? If they don't, they never cared anyway. They didn't care, and I was just wasting my time. And I feel like that's how you're going to be able to weed out the people who are just takers and the people who maybe just need a little bit more right now, but will give it back when it's time, right? Don't be a people pleaser 1,000,000%. In the next couple of weeks, you really have to try to break that reaction. It's a trauma response. A lot of us started people pleasing through traumas in our lives. Back away from anyone you feel that the relationship, again, friendship situation, take it as it resonates, is unbalanced, and see if they'll go out of their way to rebalance it. If they won't, though, that doesn't mean you jumping in head first to try to save whatever this is. That means it's overdone. They're not willing to put in even half the effort that you were. And for some reason, this is going to be incredibly, extremely significant in the next couple of weeks for you. 2 to 4 weeks, I'd say. Keep this in the back of your head. Jason Finch, you are next. This is last call. Who's after him?
Eris.
Eris? Eris,
Yes.
he's still here? Good night, Latro. Thanks for stopping in.
You have a good one, dude, and I'll try.
Who's after Eris?
Mark. Mark, you still in here awake, buddy? Mr. Halstead, are you here, sir? Say yes, please. The woman's going stir crazy over there. Look at her. She's getting antsy.
You're welcome, Bobby. Thank you. All right. So Jason, no. Eris, no. Yes. Echo, absolutely. And Mark, no. All right. Who's after Mark?
Echo.
All right. Echo. I'm going to use Alice the Wonderland Oracle.
That
Nice,
moment, if you hit the little red dot by the live button, it will go back. Oh, he's here.
Okay, let me do Echo because I'm already pulling out that deck, and then Mark, you'll be right after. Okay, sweetie? I figured you didn't leave, but there are delays. And again, with my Wi-Fi lagging the way it is, I wouldn't be surprised. Echo, you're very welcome. Thanks for coming in. Love to see new names. New energy in here. I do these every week, so I tend to keep the reading short, sweet, to the point, and for the next week or two. If it goes longer than that, the energy of whatever's being said in the card through your spirit team, I'll let you know. I'll say like 2 weeks to a month, but normally it's 1 to 2 weeks that this one card will cover. Because again, I'm here every week, so you can always come back, and I also offer personals. Okay, card number 44. You can't go back to yesterday. Be in the present in the reverse shadow position. Thank you, Echo. I appreciate that. Mark, thank you for your patience, sweetie. As always. And the Griffin added, come, let's hear some of your adventures. I could tell you my adventures beginning from this morning, said Alice a little timidly, but it's no use going back to yesterday because I was a different person then. In this lovely moment, Alice is being asked to recount her adventures for the Griffin, who longs to hear them and is genuinely interested. Alice would love to share too, but she knows if she talks a great deal about what has happened and where she's from, she'll never truly be able to move forward and find out who she is now that she's changed and is within the world of Wonderland. The Griffin wants her to share so he can be entertained and perhaps maybe get to know her a little better. But for Alice, the thought of reliving the past is no good, and it will not help him to know her because she's changed too much at this point, and therefore her history is not a way to true friendship between the two. true friendship between the two. Perhaps this is the same for you, Echo. Focus on creating new memories, on sharing experiences, on getting to know someone and letting them know you in the present through observation and conversation. Accept that you have changed. You need to accept. I was just thinking that, Blue. That's so funny. As we change, the simple telling of who we were and what we did is something sometimes not as powerful as sharing who we are becoming and experiencing new adventures right in the heart of the precious present moment. Yes, we can share our past adventures and histories, but perhaps you were quite a different person then. So consider adventuring forth and fully experiencing the present with people you have connected with. Your past will spill out of you when the time is right for sharing such things. In the reverse, this would be living in the past, speaking constantly of past events, musing over what once was, nostalgia, believing you're the same you once were, living through stories rather than experiences, memory overrides the present, and no anticipation of the future. So Echo, and it might be Eco, sorry. It just registered as Echo, but Batmom's right. That's not how you spell Echo. So I'm getting two different scenarios here because I've never read for you before, and I don't know your energy as well as everyone else in here. But what I would say is I do feel like there's something about your past that stops you from getting to know people. Now, one thing about me, I tell everyone like almost immediately all the time because I know once they hear it from someone else, it's going to, it could possibly change the way they think about me. So on the 21st, which was 2 days ago, I got 6.5 years off of drugs. My drugs of choice were heroin and crack, and I was a mess. But I've learned not to tell people that immediately about me because then they could start thinking, if I need help with something, they could think that maybe I'm back in my old ways and manipulating. If I choose not to answer the phone for an entire day, they could think, oh my gosh, she must have relapsed, right? So this in the next couple of weeks for you, and I would definitely say 1 to 2 weeks, be really careful who you share what with. I feel as though if you start getting the feeling instinctually and intuitively that someone's trying to like pump you for information, you're right on. Your instinct there is on point. Somebody is trying to get information that's going to like make you look bad in some way. Even if it's just to prove a point of view, like they don't like you for whatever reason. And I don't think it's anything like rational. I think it's just one of those things where the person doesn't like you, or maybe they did you wrong and now, playing the victim. Be very, very careful who you share secrets with in the next 2 weeks. Now, I don't see this as being your energy so much. We all get nostalgic sometimes. We all get caught up in the past sometimes. And if you're doing that, obviously you want to step out more, branch out more into the here and now. Look around, like I said, to, I believe it was Life with Bobby or Josephine, and count your blessings. However, I feel like there could be someone who is trying to use the past to like, I'm trying to think of how to explain this, to manipulate you. Right? So someone, for an example, you're in a toxic, horrible relationship, maybe even abusive for years. You finally broke free. You're moved on. You're living your life. And here this person comes 3 years later, like, oh, remember the good times? And I've changed, and trying to use past good times to make you reconsider something that you're really standing firm on. Okay, don't be fooled. Don't be guilted, shamed, manipulated in any area of your life when it comes to your past. We all have a past. We all have things we're not proud of. We all have things we wish we had never done. But the one thing to remember and consider all the time when we start thinking that way is we wouldn't be where we are at all if we hadn't maybe made those mistakes or done those terrible things or whatever the case may be. So Echo, the one thing I can say to you for the next 2 weeks, be on your guard about spilling secrets, particularly about your past. Don't allow anyone else to use your past against you, right? 5 years ago, you borrowed $20 from me and you never paid me back. So you should let me borrow $200 now. It's only right? Basically, so I don't have to pay you back. This is like somebody trying to convince you that an eye for an eye. But this is your spirit team telling you eye for an eye, the whole world would be blind. Don't be sucked into it. Be in your power, stand your ground, and only talk about things that you want to keep secret with 1 or 2 people, if there are even that many, that you absolutely trust. Give it a couple of weeks. Let this negative energy disperse from you. Then maybe you can start bringing more people into your inner circle. Don't be manipulated, guilted, shamed, fooled by anyone. You will know immediately if someone's intentions are good or bad, for lack of better ways of describing them, right away. So don't give anyone the benefit of the doubt if you immediately feel like they're trying to screw you over. All right? You're very welcome. Divine, what's up, girl? Who's next?
Mark.
That's right. Mark, we're using angels and ancestors. I did share this out to Facebook in the community, so excuse me, hopefully we'll get everyone else in here before we end, because I'm not staying, past the people I have to read for. I got you, Stephen. And as of right now, there's only one person left, and then after Mark, and then timestamp. So, oh, Hilton, what's up?
Long time so need, Hilton. How you doing down under there?
All right, Sir Mark, you got the drum, dream, and journey, and I'm so happy that you're feeling better. Heather, what's up, girl? Mark, journey inwards to uncover insights and information that will be important for your path. Then follow guidance. Follow that guidance. In shamanic traditions in all four corners of the world, the drum is recognized as the main tool used by medicine men and women to direct their will and meditation. A drum beat can become hypnotic and send those listening into it into an altered state that can allow them to journey to the spiritual realms and meet their guides. When the drum card appears in a reading, there are opportunities for you to dream or to bring an inner vision to reality. Before I go on, you know exactly what this is about, right? You know how to do this. Binaural beats, sound healing. Heather, absolutely, I got you. Mark, this is like right on par and on point with some of the things you were working on and working towards before you got sick again. You're very connected to the other worlds at this time. The wisdom and intelligence of the earth and her magic surrounds you. The drum, which echoes the sound of Mother Earth's heartbeat, has cleared the cobwebs and dust from your inner vision. What you've seen in your dreams and inner vision is not imagination, but guidance, particularly if it has been coming to you repeatedly and has the potential to become a reality. Dreams do come true. Know it and live it. So this is talking about possible recurring and or prophetic dreaming, nightmares as well. Okay, guys, I don't want to live in la la land with y'all. I try to give it to you straight and not sugarcoat without it always being negative all the time. But Mark, I did hear nightmares as well. So be very, very mindful, cognizant, consciously aware of what you're dreaming, even if you have to keep a dream journal just for the next 2 to 4 weeks. Now, this is talking about getting right back on track with the binaural beats, with the sound healing, with the meditation to the best of your ability. I don't know really how you're doing, what your mobility is right now, but what I will say is that it's going to be to your detriment if you don't do as much of this as you can. Not just be like, well, I'm not equipped for that right now. You have to find a way, because you are on the precipice of a major spiritual breakthrough. And the problem is now, what happened to you becoming sick like that could have just been a negative entity trying to stop you from discovering whatever this was that you're on the precipice of. So Mark, put as much time, designate as much time, effort, energy into sound healing, binaural beats, possibly guided meditations. I was supposed to send someone guided meditations last week and they never texted me. But things like that, even if you do it while you're lying there sleeping, okay, and you don't have to go into a regular deep meditation. Also, I would say pay very, very attention. Be very mindful of dreams and nightmares that are recurring. So obviously they don't, dreams are up for interpretation. But what I will say about yours in the next couple of weeks is that if it's something prophetic, definitely pay attention to it, because I feel like it's going to be straight and to the point. There is no room for interpretation in whatever this dream and or nightmare is. The universe, spirit, they're telling you exactly how it is, how it's going to go down, with very little interpretation needed on your part. But that's where the meditation, binaural beats, sound healing, etc. comes in. If you need guided meditations while you sleep, I can definitely hook you up with some, but you have to text me and remind me, because I say every week to someone or the other and nobody messages me, and then I'm like, Chris Jarvis, you are next, sir.
Are you here, sir?
He was here before Divine?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Jarvis, let us know you're still here.
Yeah, remember he said it looked like Chris Hemsworth, the card.
That's right.
Well.
All right. I will. Good, Mark.
Yeah, go ahead.
Definitely utilize them. All right, Divine. I feel like I might have shuffled these wrong at some point because some of them are upside down, but that's okay because we don't read them that way. Thank you, Mark. Thank you. Thank you. I don't know if you were here to hear this, but we have a live stream coming up that's going to be for members only during the stream. So it'll be released to the public to listen after, but it's going to be just members. And then I also have some behind the scenes and other content coming out for members as well, since I'm doing these for free again. The doing it for free just wasn't working. It wasn't bringing in any more money. I was ending the week with like $4 in my PayPal or Cash App, sometimes like 14, but it wasn't doing anything significant for me to be turning people away and how I felt about that. So I'm definitely not forgetting the members though. Behold. All right, Miss Divine. Oracle of the Radiant Sun. Exaltation, Moon in Taurus. The Moon-Taurus combination demonstrates that to feel good emotionally, one has to feel secure, and security for this personality means material well-being. Luckily, Moon-Taurians have a knack of making the things they need grow and grow as long as they are comfortable with their feelings. Usually, the Moon-Taurus temperament is steady and placid, and a stable home and family life is of paramount importance to the well-being of Moon-Taurians. Without this, many succumb to overeating as a compensation. This card could be said to be the green fingers card, since the Taurians' love of beauty combined with the moon's nurturing qualities make for an excellent gardeners with the Moon-Taurus combination. In astrology, the placing of the moon in Taurus is regarded as excellent and is traditionally known as the moon's exaltation. This means that it is allowed full expression in this sign and usually bodes well for any question that is subject of the reading. This card appears when strong hunches about making money are about to pay off. Divine, it may indicate that business possibilities having to do with food, catering, property, or a business operated from home will absolutely be successful. The card can warn of the typical Taurian danger of self-indulgence, which can spoil or upset any good situation. The events could be possession of something beautiful, an excessive attachment to material comforts, inheriting a piece of family property, artistic expression that proves profitable, financial worries that may or may not be justified, or a good business opportunity. So, Divine, I definitely do see a good business opportunity coming in here, but I feel like I don't feel like it's the beginning stages of it, but I feel like it is. So, meaning maybe it's something you maybe worked on a tiny bit in the past and put on the back burner because it was just too much at that time, or you didn't have the right resources, or whatever the case may be. I feel like you're ready now to jump in and dive in headfirst to whatever opportunity this is. And I do think it's a from home thing. Okay. Whether you'll be doing most of the work from home or it's a business in your house, definitely look into any opportunity a lot deeper than you normally would. Like, make the time to do so in the next couple of weeks. Now, also, I see someone trying to lure you into or manipulate you into doing something that you're not comfortable with, you don't want to do, that's a hard no for you, by offering you either an exorbitant amount of money, something very expensive that maybe you could sell, some sort of heirloom. There's something involved here where someone's going to be, well, let me hold that thought. If you do already work from home, the next few weeks is going to be a booming business if you stay focused and don't let this, which I'm telling you about now, distract you. Somebody is coming in with the intention of destroying everything you've built, particularly having to do with your business. And they're doing this by offering you something better. On paper, it looks better, When they're talking to you about it, it sounds better. But what I want you to do is check in with your instinct and intuition, and even do a reading for yourself on what this person's intent is and what their intentions are. Because for as pretty and wonderful as this experience and opportunity is going to be, the person offering it, for some reason, they're not up and up, and it is not going to end well for you. And what's going to happen is you're going to become invested in this other thing in some way. It's going to pull you away from the business you're already doing, the great things that you're already doing in your personal life, your professional life. And then you're going to end up suffering both sides, because it's going to be this thing that you really were looking forward to, that sounded so great, you put so much time, effort, energy, possibly finances into, falls apart because it was never meant to be in the first place. The person was just screwing with you for whatever reason. And you're also going to lose a lot of your home business already that could have been wonderful and prosperous had you stayed focused on it. Somebody is definitely trying to shift your focus, and they're using either money, again, an expensive bauble. I don't know what this is that your team is showing me, but it's like they're trying to tell you, like, yeah, it's good that you're making that much money and everything. But you can double that if you drop everything and come over here. And the way they're going to present it on paper, like, it all looks amazing. But if you check into, what is that? If you check in with your instinct and intuition about the person, you'll see. And I think you'll know that right away. No, I do not. Thank you, Stephen. Why is this down here? You're on mute.
I know. It's live chat. I thought I turned it off. It was on when we came in.
Yeah, it says show comments on stage. When it's on, it's doing that. When it's off, it's not.
Right.
No, Hilton, you weren't late. We started a little bit early. Is Hilton next?
Chris came in after I came
Chris,
back.
Chris, do you want a reading? Because we did call you.
Yes. And then we were going to do Hilton was next.
No problem. It's still early, so.
I know.
Thank you for being a member. Everybody in here who is a member, regardless of how long you've been one, I do have a live stream coming with myself and Ghostdragonzw for members only, that anyone who isn't a member will be able to watch afterward, but they won't be participating in the live. And some other extras that I want to put out in the next couple of weeks as well. All right, Jarvis, I'm using Into the Lonely Woods. Blue Crossroads, exactly. If the hairs on the back of your neck stand up, pay attention. You're welcome. Blessed Reunion, card number 20. I'm trying my best to do more. You know, I'm not writing for the a-hole anymore. He still has not paid me a dime of what he owed me from the channel and work I already did for him. And I'm not currently writing a book. So I'm trying to branch out on my social medias, but also to get members and things like that going too, to kind of entice people into donating that money every month. Jarvis, when the reunion comes, it will be blessed and pure and so full of joy that you'll not regret the time that you took from each other, the time you have and will have moving forward. So full of love and kindness, of recognition and support will be yours and will continue all the days of your life. This moment matters. This is love in full bloom. This is the heart song finding its harmonic companion in another. You're held, supported, seen, and heard. This reunion, this union of two renewed souls is blessed. Now, this doesn't have to... Thank you. I do appreciate it. This doesn't have to be romantic, okay? And I want to tell you guys about my opportunity at the History Channel after I read for Jarvis. I already mentioned it, but a lot of y'all weren't in here, and it's really exciting. So this doesn't have to be romantic, Chris, but I mean, it could be. This is you reconnecting. It's very simple with somebody from your past. And I feel like it's someone that either you and they or just one of you decided, like, can't do this right now. You know, there was no love lost, but for some reason it was becoming either very toxic or very hard, or one of y'all like started doing other things and kind of moved on. This is someone, it could even be a family member, friend, romantic interest. It could be someone who you used to work for coming back in, or an ex-employee. somebody here from the past is coming in, and they are a soul connection. They never felt like that before because they came in before their time. Like, you guys met before it was your time to meet. Therefore, the lessons you and they are to learn from this union, whether, again, friendship, kinship, whatever it is, couldn't have possibly been learned yet. Give this person a chance. If they owe you an apology, if you need to make an amends, like whatever separated y'all in the first place, give it a chance to let it fly into the wind, because I feel like this person being back in your life, even if it's just for a little while, is going to be, it's going to be so fortuitous for you. More opportunities, just more happiness overall. You know, less having those days where you feel lonesome and alone, or maybe like there's no one to talk to. Your kindred spirits is back, and you may not have recognized them ever for what they were, and you still might not recognize it now, but as the weeks and months go on, you will. Try not to bring up whatever happened in the past too much. There is an issue here that I see of one of y'all scaring the other away by not being able to let go and move forward. And that's what's needed here for you both to really learn the lessons that you each contracted to learn from one another and within the relationship as a whole. So if someone reaches out from your past, don't immediately be like, F that person. Give them the benefit of the doubt. Give them a chance. This isn't every person you're going to run into, but there is one person in the next, I'd say, month or two at most, that really does need to be back in your life and is going to bring so much joy into it. I was mentioning in the beginning of the stream that someone from the History Channel, so Real TV, not YouTube, actually reached out to me and asked me if I wanted to be a guest on a new show that they're producing in the coming months. I think it's going to be a summer show or possibly airing in September. I'm not 100% sure, because they went on my channel and found my Glimmerman encounter. And what the show is about is specifically Glimmermen and very obscure, lesser known, almost unheard of entities, creatures, and cryptids that the experience people have had with them. And what they're going to do is recreate the story as the witness, so that would be me, is telling it with AI. It sounds like it's going to be amazing. So I jumped on the opportunity. I'm already set up for my interview for next week sometime. But what she did tell me was if I could find other people with genuine stories with Glimmermen, other, pale crawlers, I think even Bigfoot at this point she had mentioned, even though that's not obscure, like the more obscure, the better. If I give, get their okay, give her their info, and she decides to use them on the channel, they'll pay me. So let me know if any of you guys are interested in being a guest on this show on the History Channel, and the woman will be able to tell you more about it. Thank you. Maybe. I mean, why not? Who's next? Hilton?
Yes. I was laughing at Chris.
Hilton, yes. Let's use Moonology.
You know who he's talking about, don't you?
I've heard the name, but I'm not.
He's the guy on Ancient Aliens that has the crazy hair.
Yep. As soon as you said that, I pictured him in my head.
He used to be one of those midnight salesmen on television.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
The infomercials. Hilton, are you still here?
He was saying that he was excited that he'd accept the card.
Let's give him a minute, because a lot of people are lagging.
Well, he's also way down on the other end of the bottom. There he is. The bottom end of the world there. So.
New moon in Cancer. Relax. You think so, Chris?
Yeah, he is.
All right. Hilton, this card holds divine feminine energy, and drawing it strongly suggests that goddess energy is on your side. Relax. You and your loved ones are being looked after. Whatever your heart holds dearest is safe and well. This may not be the time to charge at what you want, so think about whether you can approach it from a different angle. If someone in your life needs you, nurture them. Nurture and be gentle with yourself too. Your diet might need improving for your own well-being. This card is a good omen for family issues, house moves, sales and or purchases, or someone or something that needs protection. Spend time with people you love and who love you. Develop a thicker skin. Cherish what you have and you'll have more to cherish. Your manifestation affirmation: when I nurture myself, life nurtures me back. Well, Mike, I certainly am not scared and don't mind, but as always, it is up to you. All right, Hilton. So I definitely see someone, possibly someone younger than you, reaching out for advice in the next couple of weeks. Don't turn them away. All right. Whether they listen to the advice you give them or not, I'm seeing kind of a hard-headed teenager type, even if they're not actually a teenager. This is someone who really hates that they even had to turn to you in the first place because they don't like asking for help from anybody. So they may just go off and do their own thing, even after you've given them solid, really great advice. Now, I also see that whether this is happening now or in the next couple of weeks, it's going to start. You're not taking very good care of yourself. Eris, we called you too. So if you want a reading, let us know. You're not taking very good care of yourself. Again, like your diet, your exercise, there's something here that you've fallen off with, and it may not have happened yet. So that's why I go a week or two, in advance of what we're doing here. It could be energy coming in. Don't put so much pressure on yourself to excel and like be the best in every single thing that you do. And you'll be more easily able to do more things, right? If you're adamant about, exercising for 5 hours a day, just say, you're going to burn out very quickly and not want to exercise anymore. So do these things little at a time. Anything that you feel very passionate about in the next couple of weeks to a month specifically, you're going to want to jump right in and be all in. And the problem is the universe is saying that is a great way to just burn out and not want anything to do with it anymore. Take your time, relax, give yourself a break, right? Don't hold the weight of the world on your shoulders. And if you do, release some of that burden. Talk to the people you trust around you, right? Give wisdom to the younger generations. You don't have to be 1,000,000% perfect in everything you do every single time. And for some reason, I don't know if this is just you, I kind of feel an outside force, like somebody's pressuring you, telling you, for example, you're not making enough money or you're not exercising enough. And it's like now there's this kind of bitterness associated with these things that you would have just done anyway. But now it's like, well, I'm being told and I don't like being told, so I'm not going to do it, thereby risking your own health or mental stability or whatever it is. So while it's okay to listen to others' advice, don't let anyone bully, berate, gaslight, manipulate, guilt, or shame you into doing anything you don't want to do or into doing more of something you're already doing. Slow and steady wins the race. Do everything willingly, like truly willingly and at your own pace. And also, again, don't turn your back on someone younger looking up to you, looking for advice. They probably, I'm seeing, are not going to take it, but don't be offended by that. The point was that you were there in the first place to help comfort and nurture this person. No problem, Eris. All right, we're going to use the dark goddesses. Heather said if she doesn't answer to just timestamp her. And I said, okay.
Okay, so we're just going to save her right now? Or are you going to do her now?
No, do her at timestamps.
Okay.
Unless she's here. Heather, if you're here, let us know.
No, she was next. That's why I called her.
Hold on, I will shuffle these upside down.
So you're doing Eris now, right?
Yes.
Okay. And Heather is here. So Heather, if you hang tight, you'll be next.
Okay. Hold on, I got to fix these cards, guys. I did them all. Unless, maybe they're meant to be that way. All right, let's see. A cloud for a hat. I think you're talking about energy and spirits. What's up, Netter? All right, Miss Eris. The Morrigan, righteous anger. What case, Jarvis? Heather, your anger is, I'm sorry, Eris, your anger is powerful. The Morrigan encourages you to channel your rage into fighting for what you believe in. Take action in your life to enact changes you desire. Hold your head high and let your voice be loud. You will not be silenced. Your power, passion, and strength will lead you to victory. Someone is trying to talk you out of doing something that you're adamant about doing. Someone is trying to, and this is kind of a running theme tonight with someone seeing that you're ready to do something good for yourself, something that makes you happy, or something you're going to be successful in, and succeed in achieving. And it's like they just can't handle it, so they're trying to take you back down. I keep hearing take her down a peg or two, take her down a peg or two. This is somebody who does not want to see you succeed, and they will stop at nothing to stop you from succeeding. You have to be really careful in the next couple of weeks, Eris, that you don't fall into this manipulative trap. Like, oh, I know that you were going to start that new job today, but oops, I fell down the stairs and now I can't walk. So don't you want to come for me? Can't you be here for me? Are you going to abandon me? Something really like that, lower vibrational and sinister. But it could be anything. It could be someone telling you, why would you take a job like that? Somebody is putting it in your head. I got you, Jarvis. Someone's putting it in your head that you are not good enough to do, obtain, attain, achieve, succeed in, with, at something. And the universe is telling you, you have every right to be angry, right? And in other situations too, it's like your focus should not be, though, on how pissed off you are at this person, their actions or behaviors, or with giving it back to them in kind. Your focus and your revenge, your focus should be, and your revenge will be, succeeding, proving them wrong, not having to act out of pocket, act out of character, or lower yourself down to respond or react to them. Just like, okay, sorry you feel that way, and keep doing what you're doing. Do not allow someone to purposely distract you with manipulation to stop you from achieving something, trying something new, starting something up. I feel like you really do, or will, in the next couple of weeks, have an idea of something that's going to make you happy, that's reasonable for you to be able to accomplish or achieve. And you go and tell someone, and you expect them to be happy for you because they're supposed to care for you. And all they have is like negative things to say. Don't let that deter you. Have that inner strength. Pull from and pour out that inner strength. The way that you would support someone else going through the same thing, support yourself, because you're going to be the one on top, not them. And no matter how hard they try, no matter how much they want it, do not give in to this righteous anger. Yes, it's righteous, but you should not be acting from it. Relax, let it simmer, and just move on. You know you're in the rights, you know you're capable, and you know now, at least if you didn't already, what they're trying to do. Nighthawk High Strangeness podcast channel, welcome. And what's up? Good to see you. Thanks for coming in. All right, Miss Heather, we're going to use let's use Deep, Dark, and Dangerous. So, Netter, would you prefer that deck, the Energy and Spirit deck? Serial Killer Now? Wow, I don't watch the news, so I wouldn't know, but I'm going to have to look into that. I only know of a couple cases that happened in Patterson, Chris, but I'll check it out. All right, Miss Heather, what's up? Chaos, the Harpy. Card number 35, Dangerous. Heather, this situation will evolve very quickly. Remove yourself from the influence of chaotic people and situations. Stand firm. Justice is being sought actively and may well be found. Organizing influences must be found to turn chaos into advantage. Don't be hungry for the wrong things. In today's lexicon, we only hear about the word harpy as a derogatory term for a shrill and unpleasant woman. Women who are outspoken and who work within patriarchal systems often get that term thrown their way, and it references a screeching and thoroughly ugly and unpleasant creature of the ancient Greek and Roman worlds. The origins of the harpies were associated with the elements of air and wind. The most destructive winds were caused by the harpies and always brought with them terror and chaos. I said that already. Traditionally, harpies flew. They were a woman-bird hybrid at great speeds and came crashing through the air without warning. The harpies in the oldest mythos were ugly and fierce, with claws, bird wings, terrible voices, and sharp teeth, and they were always, always hungry. This hunger, never satiated, meant that they would swoop down and steal food from humans and take cattle and even people. If someone disappeared without warning, it was said that the harpies had carried them off. Zeus himself would send the harpies to torment those who deserved it, and the stories featuring harpies often included them punishing those who had starved their families by stealing or polluting the food. King Phineus of Thrace, for example, had condemned his own children, and thus the harpies were sent to defecate in and steal all of the food. While in many ways the harpies embodied chaos, they also, as justice bringers, brought justice and structure to situations that required retribution or some kind of just punishment. Your planned companion is Dragon Aram. Hey, Julie girl. And your crystal companion is malachite. So, in the next couple of weeks, try to get a little tumble of malachite and work with that. This is similar to Eris's reading. This is you knowing what you've got to do, having a handle on not only what you have to do, but how to do it. You're doing it, right? You're succeeding. I feel like, though, you're to a point in a certain situation where acting as if just isn't working anymore. And I feel like a confrontation is really on its way. The problem is you're also approaching a precipice in this other area, this good, higher vibrational area of achievement, success, and I feel like you can't relax and just be happy in what this is, even though it's such an amazing thing. Again, school or work or anything you take a lot of pride in, and rightly so, because you've worked hard. It's like this one person or this one area of your life, it just will not stop holding you back. And I feel like there is someone who is purposefully trying to thwart everything having to do with your happiness. They're trying to drain it because they know that you are moving on if you haven't already moved on. Sometimes we have to live with our abusers, but we can emotionally detach, which we've talked about, and still go on and be successful. Don't seek validation from someone who is never going to validate you. And you already know this. Someone is trying to, I feel like, trap you. They're trying to, get you to say a certain thing. So they keep poking you and prodding you and going at you, and you're ignoring. But after so long, you finally explode. And then that's when they pull out the camera and they're like, look at the way she behaves. And then you lose your job because of it, right? Or they come into your job and they start messing with you. So finally you attack and then you lose your job. Somebody is trying to get you, but this isn't a little thing. This person's trying to get you in some serious trouble. So whether it's going to be false accusations against you or, doing something to you and then trying to say you did it to them, there's just be very, very careful who you tell your good news to, who you spend time with, and who you really even allow into your personal space. I feel like somebody is really trying to hurt you. I don't feel physically, but I feel like they're trying to make it so that everything you've worked for is destroyed. And they're doing it out of pure spite because they hate the fact that you're successful, you've outgrown them, you're in your power, they no longer have control, they can't manipulate you anymore. Heather, in the next couple of weeks, be very, very careful. Be diligent about locking your doors, car and home. Be mindful of the minute anything strange happens, start recording. Even if it ends up being nothing, at least you have that. Make sure, try not to, I don't know why I'm getting this. It's very, very bizarre. someone is trying to trap you or take something you said or did out of context, and it could end up being really, really negative for you. And like going forward, they're trying to destroy not only your present but your future as well. Do everything you can to protect and shield yourself from this. Guys, give me a minute. I'm going to turn off my air conditioner and open the windows, and I'll be right back.
Mike, are you here? Mike J. If you want to read, let me know. Okay, I just wanted to make sure because sometimes he changes his mind. Okay, so next will be Netter, then Nighthawk, then Jules. And there's your lineup. Hope everybody's having a good evening so far. And she's back.
It got so muggy. All right, who's next? I'm sorry.
Netter, but he says not quite yet, but there's only 4 people. So
well, we'll do him last. So
okay. Well, 3 people. He'll go after Jules. So go ahead and do Nighthawk. Did you want a card, sir? Because you're next.
You're welcome, Heather. Be careful, okay? And if you need to text me, reach out because it was very concerning, the energy that I was seeing. Again, not physically dangerous, but just like don't
let us know, Nighthawk.
Don't catch yourself in a trap. And I feel like it's going to be very easy to do for some reason.
Mr. Nighthawk.
I think we're on a delay.
You can't read it without permission.
Yeah, I can't read without permission. Who's next? We'll just do whoever's
next.
We'll
go ahead and do Jules. Wait.
Okay.
Sure, why not? He said, sure, why not?
Okay, so this is Nighthawk, then we'll do Jules.
Yep. Then Netter.
Nighthawk, I'm going to use the Vampire Oracle. Yeah, Mike, where have you been, sir? Jules, you're so funny. Nothing surprises me. Well, then you're in the right place. It's okay. Jules, it's all right. It happens to the best of us. All right, Nighthawk, let's see what's up. By the way, if you have a paranormal podcast, I'm always around to be a guest. I'm just saying. No pressure, honestly.
We're going to have her on here. We want to have him on our show.
And is that who you were talking about?
Yep, that's who I'm talking about.
Okay, well, we're going to go back to Tuesdays soon. We'll work it out. We'll work it out behind the scenes. I got a few new things I want to do to get the channel, moving faster. I mean, it's already moving in a positive direction, but a little bit quicker than what it is. So Nighthawk, you got the card of nobility, honor, high standards, idealistic. There's something within you that we, the vampires, can recognize in this moment. We want you now to focus on it, recognize it, and acknowledge it. You have nobility. People, humans that is, are so often confused by this word, feeling one must be from an old and aristocratic family to have any noble blood within them. But some are the most corrupt, indecent, and coarse humans, and vampires have had aristocratic origins. You have shown nobility of spirit and action, and you have behaved in a manner which has drawn our attention. We wish to encourage you to behave in these noble ways more often. Nobility is a sense of innate virtue, or being able to do what is best and right within circumstances that would have been easier had we simply fallen into step with the prevalent thinking. You have helped the helpless. You have protected one who was weaker. You have spoken for the voiceless. You have been virtuous with no thought of reward, but this is the reward you didn't ask for, but that you deserve. For you are as a knight or a lady in the most chivalrous of tales, and you have lived with grace and are becoming a more refined being each and every day. Vampires, when we have learned to live beyond the instincts of our new nature gives us, can be noble creatures too, and we must fiercely fight to become so and maintain being so. And so we, who have lived according to a code of nobility, wish to honor you now, Nighthawk, and say you have done well. Accept the acknowledgement, and know that the good deeds you have done so selflessly will ripple out into the world and make changes you may never see, but your soul will know you made all the difference to one who was helpless and to whom you gave your aid. We honor you, noble sir. The blessing is this is a wonderful opportunity to do the very best you can, which in turn will shift your vibration and attract wonderful new opportunities with honorable people towards you. Curse, if you deny nobility within you, it'll become easy to go for the lowest option again and again, and it will sully your soul. In working with this card's presence, you are asked to tune into that part of yourself that some of you call the higher self. You are being asked to do the right thing and do the best thing, even if it's not the most advantageous or the easiest thing. You are also being asked for a time to be of service and assistance for others and to give. So, Nighthawk, I feel like there's a decision coming up. You know what the right decision is, right? Deep down inside, you know that it's the right thing to do, the right way to behave or proceed, whatever it is. But there's something that's making you consider doing the not so right thing. And I don't know if there's money involved or if maybe you want to help someone else, but in order to do that, you kind of have to screw someone else over. The perfect example is someone that I was I thought I was really good friends with. She was like a sister to me for a while. She wanted me to kind of play around with the readings so that this guy she was mad at could think he made the wrong decision by abandoning her. And I had a choice to make, right? Was I going to help this person that I looked at as a sister get revenge so that she can feel better about the way he totally used and abandoned her? Or was I going to stay true to my morals and values of what I'm trying to do on this channel and say, you know what? I'm not going to do that. If he comes in for a reading, I'm going to read for him honestly. And I did the right thing. That was noble for me. And that person, she tried to get me fired from the only job I had. She tried to sully my name. But I did the right thing, and therefore I prevailed. My channel's still growing 3 years later. You know, she's still a nobody, and probably still flying across the country to sleep with strange men and wondering why they don't talk to her anymore in drunken stupors. But I could have made the other choice, right? And nobody would have known. The guy wouldn't have known unless she one day told him, but I would have known. And Nighthawk, that's exactly what this is talking about. Make sure that in all of your dealings, particularly in the next couple of weeks, because I feel like it's going to be so easy, like no one's going to know except spirit, right? Exactly, Mike. Spirit might know, right? And deep down, you'll know in your soul, but you can make, just for an example, a lot of money if you just do this one little thing that isn't maybe so ethical, right? No, it's going to torment you. And also it's going to put a bad vibe over whatever it is that you're trying to gain, obtain, or achieve. Make sure you stand in honor, stand in your power, and refuse to be enticed into taking the lower road for money or prestige. If you can't be who you truly are, say what you really feel, and stand in what you really believe in, then it's not going to work, whatever it is anyway. The truth is always going to come out. So make sure you make the right decision. It's going to be very easy for you to go astray for some reason in the next few weeks. I would say 2 weeks to a month with offers coming in. Make sure anything you do, you're doing with integrity, and you'll know immediately what that is. You know, a little white lie in this instance, usually they don't hurt anyone, but in this instance could end up being a huge deal down the line for you and could end up really ruining or at the very least slowing down something you're trying to achieve. And something I feel like you've worked a really long time on, you know, or put a lot of energy and effort, possibly money or whatever into. Take the high road, even if it's easier to take the low road. I mean, that's always, but particularly in the next couple of weeks. All right, Julie girl, we're using which woman in total control of herself? Laundry's done. Nice. Nut slap. Good. Good for you. So then you won't be enticed to do so. Thank you, Jared. Without you guys, I wouldn't be, because if you guys didn't show up every week, I wouldn't have much of a show. So got to give it to y'all. And Spirit. I love these cards. Look how I don't know if, oh, you can't see it. See how they're glistening? They're so pretty. Ah. All right, this is for Julie Girl. So Monday's pre-recorded, we're talking about Andrew Dawson, the guy who allegedly filmed a giant in the Whisper Mountains in Alberta, Canada. And he posted it on TikTok, but then he started posting all of these strange videos about being followed, being accosted by men in black, etc., all these weird things, videos of people parked in dark cars outside of his house that would speed off whenever he would go out and confront them. He was like, I know I'm being followed. It's because of the giant. Like, I know what I saw. I'm not going to be silenced. And then he died, and there was no information ever on how he died. And this all happened in like rapid succession. We're talking about that on Monday. I've also been stacking up scripts for the 8 weeks or so that I'm not going to be able to work every day of the week, where my son, you know, because I can't afford day camp, so he's going to be with me most of the week. After he has the school one from June 30th to July 10th, and it's only Monday through Thursday, only 3 hours a day. After that, he's with me until school starts again in September. So what I've been doing is stacking up scripts now. So the 1 day a week I do have, which is Sunday, I can film, edit, get them out. And we won't have to do what we did last year, where I had to take 2.5 entire months off. And I lost a lot because of that. All right, Miss Julie Girl, the Scholar, card number 17. I've asked for extra prayers. My father is having to have surgery on his prostate. Absolutely. Absolutely, Miss Jules. Guys, please keep that in mind. Keep Julie Girl in your prayers. I do morning devotionals every day for an hour, every morning, except Saturdays, because I'm not able to, because RJ's here. I will include you in my prayer list, and your dad. All right, Jules. She's a scholar of the sacred text of experience. While she has studied books and philosophies, has listened to the masters and wise ones, she has learned that no counsel is as wise as her own experience. Her main concern is embodying what she knows and putting it into practice. Because of this, she chooses her friends wisely and is cautious about what she puts into her mind. Her true authority comes from the wisdom of living, learning, growing, and always evolving towards her highest self. What is right for another might not be right for you, Jules. This is a time to test any advice or direction against your own experience. What does your gut say? When considering your options, what happens to your body? Does your heart expand, your breath deepen, your energy soar, or does your breathing go shallow, your heart shrink, your nervous system tense into a fear-shaped nebulous thing? A witch, woman in total control of herself, understands that knowledge becomes wisdom when it's embodied. Let your own experience and the testament of your body's truth be your guide right now. I feel like something is a little tricky in your life. Maybe it's not there yet, but in the next couple of weeks, where your mind is telling you, this is amazing, this is exciting, I love this, I can trust this person, this is so cool, I'm going to do this. But your gut, your instinct, we don't say gut here, we say instinct, intuition, is like, this is weird. I feel uncomfortable for some reason, right? Again, like I was explaining to Nighthawk with Sweetly Morbid Bear, like, what do you do in that situation? Do you go with hope that, you know, every bone in your body is wrong? Hope for the best? Or do you say, you know what? I'm going to remember that my instinct and intuition is actually my spirit team, my guides, my ancestors, angels, my recently deceased loved ones, any and all extraterrestrials, beings, cryptids, fairies, etc., that are attached to me. My instinct and intuition is me hearing them with my body and my soul screaming to me not to do something, or to do it, but in this case, not to do something. Jules, don't allow toxic positivity, false hope, or the want for something to be so badly to shield you from what's actually going on. I don't think someone is purposefully trying to trick you. I feel like this could be more with you wanting to do something that you should definitely do, but it not being the right time. And the opportunity to do it comes along and you're thinking like, I may never get another opportunity. It doesn't feel right, but I want it so bad. I'm here to tell you that this opportunity will present itself again at the right time. With that being said, it's the usual reading for you every single week, every personal. Don't let people take advantage of you. Don't let them steal your energy or your light. Don't let them bring negative energies and entities, lower vibrationals into your home, into your personal space. You are a magnet for this stuff, and it's part of your ability. Keep yourself cleansed, cleared, and safe. It doesn't matter if telling someone, no, I'm sorry, you can't stay at my house is going to hurt their feelings or put them on the street. You're not the one putting them there. They got themselves into the situation. If you don't trust a situation, don't entertain the people involved or the situation itself.
Netter, when you're ready.
Netter wants energy and spirit. Nah, not cartoon AI, right?
Is Nut Slap working? I take it.
Nutslap, are you still here, hun? I don't think he reads the chat much because sometimes he's working.
Yeah, I saw he said he hit the like, gave a like. So
I have a question. My blocking people from taking my energy and balancing theirs back to them, can that make you? No, it's not going to. You doing that isn't what makes them sick. What's making them sick is they're not working at all in any way to transmute that energy into something light and positive. Instead, they're trying to pawn it off on sensitive people like you. They're trying to vampirically prey on you. So when that energy has nowhere to go, it overwhelms them. They have it within their power, their natural ability as spirits in human bodies to be able to transmute that into something brighter and lighter and, less suffocating. But instead, they're taking the easy road and trying to pawn it off on everybody else. And that's why they become so quick, so sickly, because you're saying no, or so sick so quickly, because you're saying, take it. And therefore, it's still on them. They're not able to just pume as they go about life. It has nothing to do with you. They have all the resources possible available to live better lives and do better. Netter, I still want to talk to you about your mom, okay? I've been thinking about that, and I'm very uncomfortable. And we've gotten to know each other. We've gotten close, and I'm not going to see moms being attacked like that. So please message me during the day sometime. And even if we have to have a quick chat, I've been very perturbed about what's going on in your mom's house. You got prosperity, card number 42, abundance and success in the reverse shadow position. They're grown as adults. They own what they do. But that's the thing. You are, and that's such a you comment, because obviously grown adults make their own decisions, have to live with the consequences. But a lot of people, especially, and I'm not making a political statement, I don't want to get into it, but I feel a lot of people nowadays, they're so entitled, they don't feel they ever have to take accountability or be responsible. That's why, like, if you tell someone, a simple truth, they start screaming and hollering and calling you names and stomping their feet. It's like they were never taught that you're responsible for your actions. And sometimes there are consequences. So to a regular, I don't want to say normal, because none of us in here are definitely not normal, no offense, but I'm right with you. But like a regular human being, an evolved person knows that. Higher vibrating spirits. But the lower vibrating spirits and the new souls, they do not understand how it's their problem that they just robbed a bank. Now they have to go to jail. Can't they just give the money back? What's the problem? No harm, no foul. Like, does not compute. That's not you. Like I said, what they can do is be better humans. Whether they know what they're doing or not, they have to have some sort of inkling that something is wrong. So instead of trying to push that out onto others, they can always transmute it and do a good deed or say a prayer if that's what they believe in, something other than trying to bog others down. And I believe a lot of the time people like that are very intentional. I know a lot of people won't agree, and that's okay. I'm trying to see why won't it? There it is. Okay. Sorry. Got to go prepare for a podcast. Yes, absolutely. Nighthawk, thanks for coming in. All right. Netter. This card reversed, so that's it in the reverse, indicates a delay in some hoped for success. Obstacles to prosperity may be popping up, and you may feel like something or someone you value is slipping through your grasp at this time. In fact, this may signal a time of reduced circumstances for you. Money, free time, and personal space may seem even more scarce. But if you feel you're in a period of lack, be careful not to move into that negative consciousness. No matter how restricted you feel, know that the universe is abundant and great blessings await. I've been telling you this for years. So continue to take action and ask for spirit's guidance and assistance. Choose to perceive all the value already within your life. And I said this earlier to, I believe it was Josephine and one other person. Believe in yourself and in your deserving, and soon the bountiful blossoms of prosperity will be yours. Stop focusing so much on the negative, on the, and I understand why you do it, right? You had that dark attachment for so long, and it's like learning to live a whole different way, because now you're just you. There's no more of that influence. So you actually weren't making your own decisions in so many areas for all those years, and you weren't even aware of it. Now it's all on you, right? Which means the consequences is going to be all on you. And, I do feel like the more you focus on the negative or the possible negative outcomes, the more you're going to end up manifesting them. With that being said, this is actually a good thing, because it means your manifesting ability is on point, like sky high. So if you focus more on the positive, and you'll start to see more of the positive. Therefore, that's the most that you're focusing on, or what you're focusing on the most, you're going to bring more of it in. You only feel in a place of lack, in a place of loneliness or isolation or negativity, whatever it is. You're not actually there yet. This is the universe warning you that you are going to start blocking prosperity and success and all of these other things, love, light, life, peace, job, etc., because you're so nervous about being in lack. And I feel like it's because you're tired of it. You have been stuck for a really long time. But this is a whole new chapter in your life that you've barely even begun to start living. Any situation you can, flip it to a positive in the next 2 weeks. It doesn't matter if you could find the teeniest, tiniest little positive thing about something that's happening. Now, there won't be a positive spin to every single thing, but to most things you'll find there is, even if it's just the lesson you learned from how negative something was. All right. And I want you to take this to heart, because it's going to make or break your next few months, your summer, basically. Who's next?
Nobody.
Unless
Jared wants one. Unless Jared wants one.
What about Nutslap?
If you want to do Nutslap, he never answered, so I don't know if he's listening or not. So that's up to you.
Jared, we're getting ready to end. Would you like a reading? Then we have Tennille and Casey.
Okay.
And Nutslap if he doesn't answer.
Okay.
I'm good to go this early, honestly. I could do some yoga. They're still home for some reason, which is strange, because they usually go out. Thank you, madam. Thank you. All right, I'm going to read for Nutslap real quick. That was pretty spot on. Are you surprised, sir? It's almost like it's the same reading for a lot of you guys. Not all of you. A lot of you definitely have a lot of variety in your readings, but for some of you, like Netter, it's like the same reading, because the universe is really trying to pound this into your skull that you are your own worst enemy and you don't have to be. All right, I'm going to read for Nutslap, then I'm going to do timestamps. Maybe timestamp this. He's either at work or probably getting drunk playing Fortnite. Dead balls with 2 pancakes and double bacon on the side. I am down with that. Bluebeard's wife, card number 8, Nutslap, Rutro. Be careful about third-party situations, faux show. No, well, that's what I was saying. Not for all of you, but for a lot of my gemstones, it's like the same thing. It's like, you know, when you're trying to teach a kid to write their name, you have to go over and over and over it again. And we are, no matter how advanced our spirit is in any incarnation, we're all still children. Because if we were, what is it called? An ascended master, you know, we'd probably be a lot, not that they don't incarnate, but they don't often incarnate. More often they guide, you know. Nut slap. I married a wealthy and powerful man without knowing the nightmare I was going to endure. I would endure, sorry. There was this room in the castle he had forbidden me to step into, but one day I opened the door with the golden key and found out the bloody murdered corpse of my husband's former wives. He threatened me badly for my behavior. Fortunately, my sister Anne and my brothers came to my rescue and killed Bluebeard, and we all enjoyed his fortune from that day on. Be careful, and be careful once more, Nut Slap. Something is quite unhealthy here, and a deep, dark secret is being hidden. Watch every step you make. Be cautious and be warned. Don't be fooled by golden appearances. Your opponent is sly, and they're very cruel. Go find the truth. It probably won't be very pretty, but you have to face it at last. Then gather your allies around you to help you overcome this enemy. This is not usually, so I'll say in 90% of the times I pulled this card, it's been about an addiction, an obsession, a compulsion. It's not a person. The enemy in this card is usually something that's making our lives harder, that's dragging us down, that's interfering with our spiritual growth and advancement. All right, so be very careful. I'm not, you know, I joke around he's getting drunk and playing Fortnite. I don't know what your relationship to alcohol is. I feel like there's something here, though, that it's either you or someone very, very close to you that you care about, that they've fallen into something, again, a toxic or abusive relationship, or a toxic or abusive situation, drugs, alcohol, gambling. There's something here that's affecting, again, either you or someone close to you. And the universe is saying you have to rally, right? So if this is your energy, first step is acceptance that this is what's going on. If it's a relationship that this person is not good for you, so she or they, whatever, like they're lying to you. Outside of all of that, someone is definitely lying to you for their own gain. What do they say? If you want to help somebody, tell them the truth. If you want to help yourself, tell them what they want to hear. I put that on my Facebook today because it's very, very true, Nut Slap, and it pertains to you here. Somebody's telling you what you want to hear because they want something from you or because you provide something to them. You may not even realize it, but it's to keep you trapped, to keep you from moving on and moving forward in some area of your life. So if somebody's using emotional manipulation or emotional blackmail, something to that effect, to stop you from, say you're in a relationship with a girl and she's very, very toxic and abusive and manipulative and you just can't take it anymore. You find yourself drinking to escape her. I know this isn't your life. It's just an example. Finally, after years, you're like, you know what? I've had enough. I'm leaving. She pulls the old, I'm pregnant, or I'm going to end my own life, or there's some kind of emotional manipulation here, where the person knows that you're going to be like, oh my gosh, you know, I don't want that to happen. Let me stay and make sure that it doesn't. Don't allow this anymore. Also, be very, very careful the stories people tell you. Somebody could also be telling you they're being abused or being mistreated or whatever the case, just to get you involved because they're looking to get revenge on someone else. They need you to believe them because they know how greatly you hate, you know, a guy beating on a woman, or you know, whatever it is that they're telling you is happening with them. It may be a small part of it, but don't get involved in other people's business, specifically their relationships, unless you know for 1,000,000% that you're not being manipulated into acting in defense of this person. Somebody is trying to use you as a tool right now. We're not having that. All right. Miss Tennille, I know we've been using this deck a lot, but it just keeps calling to me for you. Yeah, I feel like somebody's doing that to him. Goddess power. That's too many. Can we have one, please? Green Tara, salvation. Card number 18 in the upright. Tennille, the divine has intended you into being and given you the assignment to explore life through certain perceived limitations. You're meant to learn about life and all its complexities, especially learning about how to be in community with others. Green Tara, a Tibetan goddess also known as She Who Saves, says that you will never be alone in life's journey. This compassionate savior goddess of intimate friendship will ensure that the right people will show up for you at the right time. Green Tara reminds you that your needs will always be met. You don't need to know the how, as that is her domain. You just need to trust, and I can't even speak. You just need to trust, and the goddess Green Tara will use her magic on your behalf. You are safe and secure, and always in the care of the divine. Girl, stop worrying. I know that's easier said than done, especially with a lot of what you've got going on, but people do it every day. These optimistic people that just, they know for a fact if they go to so-and-so place, there's going to be no line and they're not going to have to wait in line, or they know for a fact that they're whatever. You have to put yourself back into that mind frame, Tennille, particularly in the next couple of weeks. I feel like things and circumstances are going to seem very out of control. They're not. It's the universe trying to kind of snap you back into the reality of the woman who healed herself of a tremendous disease by manifestation and thought alone. I also want you, the universe is saying this, not me, your friend, although I'd like to see you do it too, to get into sound healing binaural beats just for the next couple of weeks, guided meditations while you sleep to get you to relax, reconnect with your divine nature, with your higher self. Your higher self has a lot of the answers you're seeking. You're asking human beings. You're looking at things from a human perspective, not an eternal or divine one. And that's why it seems like everything you try, it just goes to poop and you fail. Tennille, reconnect with the divine. If that means going for a walk in nature, or, I'm always suggesting to you through, or Spirit's always suggesting to you through me, taking a time out, a staycation. This is more than that. You don't have to necessarily meditate, but find something that reconnects you to your higher self. It's like you can no longer hear her. And in the next coming weeks, I feel like there could be something tragic going on that, not that you could, stop from happening, but that you can be of more assistance and genuine help if you can reconnect with the divine side of your nature, your higher self. KC, Oracle of the Radiant Sun. The Sun in Aries, the card of assertion. And the first card of this huge deck. Sun Aries people have a strong psychological drive to prove themselves through direct action. Not satisfied by just talking ideas through, they are impatient to get on with doing something about them. These impulsive qualities sometimes indicate the possibilities of errors in judgment, but this personality type even finds getting out of a jam a fulfilling challenge. These personalities also have a strong will and much vitality and self-awareness. This can be helpful if one is forced to take the lead, when such qualities can find expression, but the person described by this card usually makes mistakes in that they act immediately. Taking extra time and thought helps. This card reveals that the inquirer has a clear vision of what he or she wants and knows how to achieve it. It also indicates the need to work harder and longer than most to achieve success in the respect of others. The danger when this card appears is one of acting on impulse. KC, you already know what your intention is in whatever this is you're doing. And I believe this has to do with that thing you've been getting so much pushback about. You want to do this, you want to give money to it, you want to give time, effort, energy, but there's something here. I think you already by now know what I'm talking about, because it's been coming up the past few months in your personals and a lot in this stream, in your readings here. There's nothing wrong with standing your ground and standing in your power and say, no, I'm going to continue to do this, and you don't need to understand it. I love you, and with all due respect, I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do it for me because I want to. However, before you dive right in the next couple of weeks to the progression of this, there's some progression here. Before you dive right into that, wait. Give whatever this is time to play out before you go all in. Because it's not that the people that are trying to stop you are right, but I feel like you could have some questions that could end up changing the course and direction of whatever this is for whatever reason. If you just jump right in, no questions asked, all in, it's going to be much harder for you to back out if you should hear something you don't like, find something, see something you don't like, and decide, you know, maybe I want to take a break from this or take a step back. Just make sure you know the full scope of it and the whole story before you jump in. If you have questions, ask them before you get yourself more deeply involved in this. Guys, don't forget, Andrew Dawson filmed a giant, was stalked, followed by some mysterious MIB, CIA, whatever the case may be, and then died with no explanation as to how or why he died. Very, very serious, crazy story, crazy video, Monday at 11 a.m. Eastern. Smoochie, it's so good to see you, but you came in just as we were ending. And don't forget, next week, guys, the readings are free again, but please donate if you can. I still have to make a living. Just because I don't want to turn people away for not being able to pay doesn't mean I don't still have bills to pay. I will have some new stuff, members only live stream, members only content coming in the next couple of weeks. I'm working hard on that. Join me on TikTok. And Edna, if you're listening, thank you for getting a TikTok just to follow me. I do see you on there. I do appreciate it. I love you. Anyone else who did that, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, of course, liking, commenting, making sure you subscribe, notification bell, sharing the videos to someone who might like it. Don't forget about my offer with the History channel. If you go back and listen to the first few minutes and you didn't hear what I was talking about the History channel and how you guys could help me make some money very, very easily. If you're willing to tell your story, go back and listen. Good night, guys. Thank you for joining us, and bye.